Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to Tech Shamans. Holy cow, we have just got a whole bunch of stuff today. Let's go to our double shot, please, so we can get rid of that because I have got everything jacked up.
Tech's going crazy.
Yeah, it is gone crazy. So is what it is. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
So you back off cruising, man?
I think so. I hope so.
You sound tired.
I'm tired. They had like two cruises back to back, probably within a 3 weeks time span. Yeah. I'm tired, trying to get caught up with everything, get everything
right.
Everybody has these mini emergencies, you know what I mean?
Right. So Rob's going to have to go to you real quick so I can plug my laptop in or it's going to die. Talk about what you did.
What did I did? Well, I traveled. This weekend I ended up working on my vehicle for the weekend. Had some vehicle troubles driving down to Miami, so we had to go ahead and get our cars all up to snuff. So got that done. So I guess I didn't really tech.
No, that's
mechanically teched.
That's physical teching.
Yeah, physical teching. So, I was up late last night taking care of that. Another vehicle needed a door handle replaced on a Nissan. So got that done. I ended up working on like 3 vehicles by the time I was done.
Holy cow, dude.
4 brakes on the van, new rotors, calipers, pads, hoses, rear brakes, new shocks, just because. Because I was right there. I was like, hey, look.
It's all apart.
Look, the shocks are right there.
Might as well put them in there,
I was
man.
like, come on, kids, let me show you how to change the shocks on the van. They're like, yay.
Did they really say, yay?
They stayed with me the whole time, and it was really enjoyable to watch them, doing stuff. So,
well, that's good.
Usually my son, kind of like sees it for about 5 minutes and then disappears playing a basketball, and I just don't know where he goes.
What happened, man?
And it's like, dude, and I'm sitting here trying to get a wrench, and I'm like, it's so far away. I'm too lazy to get up.
But do they give you the right tools?
They're okay. It does add additional time, but
give me a 10 millimeter. What's a 10 millimeter?
Well, you're trying to get them to understand tools, and it's like, you have 10 millimeter, right?
Right.
And you have 10 millimeter 1/4 inch, and you have 10 millimeter 3/8, and then you got half sizes as well. And it's funny because I'll say, go give me a 10 millimeter. He comes back with a 1/4 inch, and 10 millimeter. And I'm like, I'm trying to take this caliper apart, and that's not going to cut it. And then
I need the big boy.
I need a little bit bigger. So he'll come back with the 3/8 ratchet with the adapter on it and the same 10 millimeter. I'm like, no, son, that's not how we build it right. And then he's like, well, there's no other 10 millimeter. I'm like, they're separate. I had to go to show them that the toolbox separated out into different sizes, different adapters, different size. Yeah, it's great. It's a learning experience for them, but it's stressful for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any extra cool images to go up here tonight because we gave everything to Rob too damn late. But anyway, I drove all weekend. I delivered campers all weekend.
Are we going into some kind of endeavor that I don't know about?
No, I mean, it's, we have campers that we rent, but I also have other people that call me that have campers that are renting stuff out and they can't drive it themselves.
Oh, really?
They're not comfortable yet. It's amazing. Everybody jumped into this world, but they don't know how to deliver and pick up.
Well, that's, you can't go out buying equipment and then not having means of transporting it. And
well, they have means, they just don't know how.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
I literally have pulled campers this weekend with no tow assist. So it's just on the ball and chains. That's it. No, because all mine are set up with the drive assist, so it doesn't just get knocked all over the place. And we had storms.
And it's been windy this weekend.
Storms Saturday really kicked my ass, but I'm tired. So if I flub up today, that's why, because I'm tired. So we're gonna jump into. Okay, it's like all of a sudden. This is how I feel. This is how I felt about like when COVID hit, right? So all of a sudden, everybody's COVID hit. Oh, have you heard of this thing called Zoom? Yeah, I have. I've used Zoom forever, right? It's not something new for us. So now it's all Chat GPT.
Oh yeah,
And then
crazy.
Chat GPT 4 and Chat GPT 5.
different itinerary.
It's like, oh
different
my
versions
God. I
of it.
literally watched a guy that tells people he's a web marketing guy, right?
Yes.
And he got up today and told everybody how cool, Chat GPT AI is about helping with your graphics.
Oh, geez.
And I wanted to sit there and go, shut up, dude. Because what he was telling everybody is wrong. It's like people going to, oh gosh, what's it called where they go in and get the free artwork done and all that kind of stuff. Not Etsy. Gosh darn it. It's
Kind of like maybe Fiverr?
No. I mean, literally, there's a software out there, a free online. You can go and you can do logos and stuff like that. Well, the problem with those are you do not own copyright.
Right.
And I think Rob and I argue about this all the time. But if I know we're putting assets into, okay, so so it's, let me get the first article up here. My computer's like going, I don't want to work today. It needs coffee like me.
That's for sure.
So the generative AI imagery and future of AI dominated creativity, right? So I put this in here because it tells you, it goes into like DALL-E 2, Midjourney, Lensa, all these things that are generative AI.
Right.
You can put your picture in there, but you can't turn around and sell that picture of you that it created. You can put your logo in there, but technically you own your logo, yes. But the minute Chat GPT AI, from what I'm reading, right, and I've gone and I've actually talked to 2 trademark guys, right? The minute it is created, you like say you just take your logo, right, and you put it on a T-shirt, and all of a sudden you're making millions of dollars on that T-shirt. This is what he said: you're making millions of dollars on this T-shirt.
So we owe royalties to
you
the
may
AI.
not own that. You may own part of it, but you don't own it 100% outright.
So we need to start paying our AI counterparts. Is what you're
Well,
saying. Or at least the company that made it.
right. I mean, right now they're not up everybody's ass about going, oh, it's all royalty.
No.
It's not royalty free.
No, and you know what? They may not be up everybody's butt about it yet, and that's the issue.
Right.
And I think they have time to wait.
And yeah,
They allow this to grow, and they have no matter what you put in there, they're building a database. Okay, they know what's in there. They know what came out.
right.
It's their program. So, pretty soon you're going to find that you're going to see them come out there when
Right.
things start gathering, steam, and they're like, well, I own that. I own that. I own that. I own
Right.
part of that. I own the code that built that, So you want to keep it, you either have to pay full rights or, give it up.
So the buddy of mine who is a great attorney, it's amazing when I drive. That's when I make phone calls because I'm driving, right? And I have time to actually talk and the whole 9 yards. So Michael was like, well, here's the deal. It's not written anywhere in stone yet that they own 100% copyright or they own 50% copyright.
Right.
He says, but it's going to be just like these other platforms where you go in there and you can go, God, I cannot believe I can't remember the free online website where you can go, because we don't do anything for free. So that's why I don't use it. But this software, you put everything, you don't own copyright. You can use it, and it'll even say you can use it commercially, but ultimately you cannot TM it or you cannot copyright it.
Right.
Because it's their software that's created the logo and the image. You may have used especially if you use their fonts and you use their graphs or graphics and stuff like that. So the same thing with this generated AI is potentially they could come back to you and go, hey,
Yeah, exactly.
you can't use that because we created it. You can use it, but you're going to have to pay us something.
Yeah, everybody's getting so excited about it, and they're not looking at the ramifications.
Nope, not the long run.
That's the problem.
In the now run, everything is like, oh man, this is cool and blah blah blah. We've used it. Actually, Rob made my technical director and one of my partners. He made his intro for our Nerd Quest TV show that we all used AI imagery. right? We all took pictures and we had, gave him a couple, and he put this monster badass, this badass intro together. But I know that I can't trademark those images, even though it's my image.
Right.
I didn't create that artwork. AI created that artwork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
in a case like you, I mean, it's you could just say, throw out that intro and still continue on. But somebody who builds a whole business off of this,
right.
It could be devastating later on in the future that they don't realize.
Yes. I mean, you get down the road and you're doing so well and you're coming on a multi-million dollar company, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, or you're trying to be bought. Right? Yeah. If you're being bought, guess what? If you don't own everything that you're trying to sell, you have just kind of broken the golden rule. Is if you don't own it, you can't sell it. Right? It's part of imagery. That's like back in the day when we were doing I don't do it anymore because we try to get our own music. But back in the day, I used to pay those BMI fees. So I could use music that was copyrighted in whole 9 yards. And those fees were expensive. They weren't cheap. So, okay, Yeah.
And just for FYI, this new GPT, they're talking about this new version, GPT-4. That is a paid subscription that's on the paid plan.
Right.
In order to get the additional features, like with you manipulating pictures and stuff like that too. So in order to do all that, you do have to pay a fee. But again, just because you're paying them doesn't mean you own everything that comes out of the software. So just be forewarned.
Now, if you say I pay a graphic artist to make me those images,
right?
Those become your images. There's no Florida is a weird state, so there's no really in Florida there is was our right to work state. There's no intellectual property.
Right.
So if you have an art, or if you're paying a graphic artist to make you a logo. Once you've paid that person has no intellectual rights to that artwork. They're not like when we go and shoot somewhere and someone says, hey, I want you to come film this event and take B-roll footage. All that B-roll footage, all of that stuff that we have shot technically belongs to the client. So the client supplies us with a hard drive and we download our finished product as well as all the other assets that we have created. Because I don't care if it's barter.
Mm-hmm.
The minute service is rendered, that's technically paid.
Exactly.
They don't own anything.
Well, so there you go. Maybe if you use the paid version and buy it, maybe you can get around some of that stuff. You use the software. What the software does and generates out of itself. You paid it as you were paying, a designer or something.
Right.
So
I think I'm going to try to get Michael on because he's really good at copyright, trade infringement, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because I've heard of, and I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole here, but I've heard
everything's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, right. I've heard of graphic artists. I've heard of videographers. I've heard of photographers. They go and they shoot all of these imagery. They shoot all this footage, and then they only give us finished product away. Well, that's illegal. You have to give them everything if they request it. If they don't request it, who cares?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right? But if the client goes, hey, I want all the raws, you can't say no. That's not an option. You can't, because you were paid to do a job, and everything that you did while on site, while you're using your equipment, but you're being paid to use your equipment, they own everything. Mm-hmm. Everything.
While we're on the subject of Chat GPT, and I threw something in a little late, and it was an article I was reading, and which was really awesome.
Did you throw it in the chat?
I did, but it was at the very end, so we didn't.
Well, that's all right. We can jump to it because here's the thing: we're on. I think Chat GPT is going to kind of
the soft
run our.
Oh yeah, it's Skynet.
Yeah.
Just
Skynet. Terminators
if the Terminators start showing up, we got problems.
Terminators.
So this is funny. It hired a real live human. Chat GPT was told to create another version of itself.
Right.
And it got to the point where it got stuck at a CAPTCHA because it could not see it.
Oh, yeah.
So ChatGPT then went to a freelancer website and hired a freelancer to solve the CAPTCHA for it. And the gentleman even joked, "Are you really a robot that can't solve the CAPTCHA because because you're a robot and that's why you're stuck?" And it lied to him and told him that it was visually impaired and had a difficult time seeing the CAPTCHA and was not able to answer it. Could he answer it for him? They had given the software some money too in its endeavor
so they could pay for stuff.
And it paid the gentleman to do the CAPTCHA to get past that part to finish what it was trying to do.
So GPT can lie.
Well, I guess in a case where they gave it instructions and it wasn't to lie specifically, but it was to it was kind of like, get this done no matter what.
Right.
So it wasn't technically a lie in a way,
It wasn't technically a lie.
To ChatGPT, it just needed to get the job done and it had to figure out any way to do it. But think about it. It was able to trick a live human, a real human in text, obviously, messaging back and forth. It was able to trick the human into following its orders. And it hired the human and paid the human. So you have software paying you to do work on its behalf. That goes Matrix. That goes Skynet stuff. That's kind of some creepy stuff, man.
That is creepy.
So, and I thought that was really, really interesting that it went that far and was that smart to really say, hey, look, I can go here, hire the human, make the human do human things, and I will, get what I want out of it. So, which begs to differ. When does it decide that humans are obsolete or puts us in pods and uses us for energy?
Well, we can't be obsolete because it had to hire the guy.
Well,
it had to have a human.
All it takes is somebody said, hey, make a CAPTCHA a lot easier to understand. And it encodes stuff for machine learning so that way it can read the CAPTCHA as it's generated.
Right.
And somebody says, wow, look, it looks great, and uses it. And next thing you know, the whole world is using it. And, in the meantime, the software knows that it can read the back end. So I don't know. Scary
Crazy
stuff.
I'm trying to find, because there was an actual.
Well, that was the one article. ChatGPT can lie, but it's only imitating humans.
Yeah. So it's taken our algorithms.
Yeah. Oh, we have algorithms.
We do have algorithms.
Obviously.
We have algorithms for our health. We have algorithms for our gait, how we walk, and
trip,
fall. I can fall upstairs and on air. I got double talents right there.
All right.
Just saying. I'm really special.
John's like, when I go down, I really go down.
Right. But it only can. I think Rob told me this once. It's and maybe you and him said the same thing. AI is only on the level of a 4th or 5th grader.
Right.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
Even though we can write.
But think about how fast it's learning. I mean, we just had ChatGPT released to the general public, and it's
a year ago.
Yeah. And that was just in its learning stages of what programmers could feed it. Now they wanted the world to feed it. And now we're on the fourth version.
I know.
And it's feeding it more information, and there's still more to go. Because everybody just comes up with ideas. You know what I mean?
Right. Like one of the articles I jumped in here is, and hopefully after that we're pretty much done with GPT. I hate saying I just going to say
you
GPT.
Wish. We are never going to be done.
I know. Well, again, we use it.
Yeah.
We use GPT because GPT allows us to write quickly our shows synopses.
Right.
Because if the shows don't give it to us, we have to create, and we don't have time to sit there and create it. So we literally can put in, here's what someone else said too, on which that you can take, because you can our software now transcribes our shows.
Right.
So if ever need be, we have it, but YouTube does it, Facebook does it. We don't have to worry about it. We use it for them. For the people that need. So if I ever get the email from your website's not ADA, you don't have closed caption, I said, yeah, go to YouTube. That carries everything for us. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to worry about it. And I don't worry about it. It makes it, where I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so
it makes life.
GPT can pass the bar exam, but does it actually matter? It's got to be a little smarter than a fifth grader. You know what I'm saying? Or a 4-year-old.
Well, I mean, literally, if somebody feeds the whole bar exam into it, and I mean, it's just answering questions. It's got the hookup to the whole law library.
It does.
So
why would it not? Oh, exactly. I know what I was going to go. So we can actually take our show transcripts, drop it into Chat GPT, and it'll write us a synopsis based off what we gave it.
Perfect. Yeah, it's to simplify and make things easier.
Right.
Not to try to take over the world, folks. Just letting you know.
That's pinking the brain, and that's done on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, to me, it's, use it as a tool.
Yes, it's a tool.
Just understand that just like when these kids are trying to write their term papers and their doctorate degree, doctorate, now there is software to check for GPT.
Yeah, don't worry. ChatGPT is putting the what do we call it? The copyright.
Yeah,
copyrighted by ChatGPT.
It's inside.
It's in the code. It's just you got to look. You got to read through it. You'll find it copyrighted. It's probably being copyrighted everywhere, and people are just not realizing it. Delete, 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 delete. Code breaks because you took it out.
Right. I mean, and because I had a guy that was giving a talk on one of my network groups on Fridays, and he asked GPT to build a website, code and all, for I think he was doing it for a candle maker. That's what it was. They make candles and soaps. Designed it, coded it, page per page, and it said he put the parameter to build a 5-page websites, right? That sells soaps and candles. So you had a home page, a candle page, a soap page, an about us page, and a contact page.
Wow.
Flawless. All he did was put the code into, he's like me and my brother, who was a really killer website guy back in the day. He was a PHP guy. And he said, write it in PHP or CSS. And flawless.
Wow.
Every linked worked. There were articles pulled from, if like backing up the soap and backing up the candles, and amazing. He didn't do nothing. It took about 20 minutes. It took him longer to put it into
ChatGPT.
Yep. And then to put it on a server to make the page, because he had to do he basically took the whole, copy and pasted everything, put it in there, and boom.
Yeah, people don't understand what a website is. Yeah.
Website. I mean, that's crazy.
It is. Did it grab images?
No, it did not, but it said insert image here. So you had to go back and put the JPEG in there.
Oh, perfect.
Done.
That sounds like cool little project,
right?
Yeah, just for fun to see.
Just for fun,
to see what it spits out.
You could go to say something like GoDaddy, right, and build a blank template, and because it literally wrote each one page by page by page.
It's funny. It's like you can think about it like this. ChatGPT, for instance, is being integrated into a lot of software packages. Bing, Microsoft's putting it in Office 365. They've stuck it into Bing. They're getting ready to put it into 365, into Word and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But think about it for a second. What you were just talking about, GoDaddy. They have the website builder, the quick spit it out type thing. Mm-hmm. So you just reference the domain you buy, and they're going to ask you, what is this domain about? Just as fast as you type in what it's about, that software like that would be able to write and build your website. Here's 5 templates to choose from. Complete websites, completely
Right.
built for you. Boom, click, done.
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 I mean, to me, that's just
And it can auto-generate,
right.
all the time and still continuously be different.
And it
for
can always update.
Yeah.
It sets your meta the right way. I mean, because that's what he said. He goes everything the way it was, and it's supposed, and it did it ADA compliant, which that alone is like you're
that's wild.
kidding.
That's wild. Time to go
Right.
play.
So anyway, that's That's GPT-4. Well, you know what? Here's check this out. So, Rob sent me a video or a link. Now you can add GPT to Siri. Remember, Siri is like kind of dumb.
She is.
Alexa's a little smarter, I have to say.
Alexa's a lot smarter, I think.
So Siri on your phone and on your tablets can now have GPT put towards it to make it smarter.
No, I don't want to make it smarter. I don't need my stuff breaking. Yeah, the smarter it gets, the harder it takes to function.
Right? But it's possible now.
I know.
Super possible. Oh, all right. So we spent almost half an hour
Wow.
on just GPT. So I put something
You guys
kind of
suck, GPT.
yeah. So I put this in here. I'm gonna go bring it up real quick. I had to get us something kind of fun. So the next couple of items are going to be about NASA.
right.
So how NASA's Dragonfly mission will obsess Titan for habitability. I can't talk this morning because I'm tired. My brain's hurting.
Habitability.
Habitability.
Well, we're all having a bad day.
We're all having a bad day. But so to enable the study, Dragonfly will carry an instrument called the Dragonfly Mass Spectrometer drums.
So they're testing the atmosphere for breathability.
Well, breathability, farmability. Can we turn? Look. Here's the thing.
Plants don't need oxygen; they just need carbon dioxide.
No matter where we go, we're going to have to do some form of terraforming, unless we're just going to be in suits the whole time we're there.
So we're going back to what was that show?
Space 1989.
No. That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
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 It used to have water. Now it's going to have water.
It's all frozen. The aliens made this big machine that makes the atmosphere.
Yeah. The Martians are like, we don't want them humans up here. Make it uninhabitable real quick so when they come up here, well, guess what? But I mean, to me, you got to have certain things that is definitely a part, that either you can help turn everything into sustainable atmosphere,
right?
Or you're going to live in suits the whole time.
Well, just imagine how much time that's going to take.
Yeah, it's not in our lifetime. No. It's not in our kids' lifetime.
It's like they're planning for, I would say the 20, 30 years out or more, before you could even have a thin enough layer of atmosphere that contains oxygen.
Right.
And sorry, please don't stand up because we can only crawl at this point because that's as much oxygen.
Right.
It's only about 3 feet high. And
then this one I put in here. How much fuel is left in this 20-year-old Mars orbiter? We have one that's dying. It's dying.
Does it still have enough fuel?
20 more years.
Wait, what?
No, it has been in orbit around Mars for 20 years. It's been around. So 20 years. It also turned out that, oh God, stop asking me. It started out with 500 pounds of hydrazine fuel, but it's getting low. So where's it going to go? Is it just going to go out to, and I didn't put it in here because I'm talking about this because it's like, we're being humans and we already polluted our planet. I'm not saying it's not global. We're not doing global warming, folks. It's global warming is doing its own, but we're not helping it either because look at the trash heap shit we got. And now we're doing outer space the exact same damn way. Aliens aren't coming here because they can't get through the debris junk.
No.
And if they do, and they got some big ones, we're going to take out a lot of satellites.
They're like, This planet's got a whole planet self-defense system. Looks like it got a force field of metal.
And we didn't do it on purpose, or did we?
Maybe.
But it's to me. So where's it going to go? Are we going to start polluting other planets because of our crap getting out of control?
It's funny. It's because NASA keeps planning for these things not to last so long, and they last for eons beyond their life expectancy. And it's like they're like, oh wow, it was supposed to last 90 days, but it's 20 years later, it's still going.
5 more years, that's it.
5 more years?
5 more years. It said there should be enough there at least to the end of 2025.
Wait, at which point that just stops it from being able to maneuver.
Right.
But space doesn't allow it to stop unless something stops it.
No.
So technically, as long as it can still get light.
Well, okay, so was it last night or the night before last? I think it was out in California where people were like, ooh, we got a meteor shower, and it wasn't a meteor shower. They think it was space junk. Stuff that ran out of fuel.
Oh, wow.
Or got bumped.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a massive long stream. It was like 10 or 15 pieces.
Yeah.
And you could see it streaking, right? Everybody's like, oh, UFOs. No, UFOs are not going to burn up in the atmosphere like that. Look,
kids, trash.
Exactly. It's our trash.
So, no, John. So 5 years, no. I think this thing's going to keep going, right? It'll run out of fuel. It's going to keep drifting at its rate. At that last burn, what they should do is aim it in
the sun.
No, just aim it like, is it going outer space? Where's it going?
That's what my question is. It doesn't say.
No, okay, if it's traveling to the outer part of the known universe, just keep it going. Get that final boost to get some speed on her, and just let her go
into the sun.
No, don't.
The best. Why you're not going to hurt the sun?
No, we want to let it. It will continue to run. It's going to get power from solar, right? It's just, it's going to be able to still transmit. It's just for maneuverability.
Hey, dude, I don't want another V'ger.
No, we want it to go out there because I'm looking for the damn Klingon ship that's coming.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I want to at least see it 20 years from now. Be like, son of a bitch, it's there.
We told you so.
The Klingons are coming.
I put a shirt up that says that I am oh God, I have to go find it now. Anyway, it says in my pronouns are I told you so.
Oh, geez.
Conspiracy guy. So here is the look at our new spacesuits.
Yes, we got it. We got to get that up on camera because
this is just sad. I'm sad. I mean, look at that. That's okay.
First off, the sun's gonna fade it.
So, but yeah, that's what they said. So they can't do it with this color. They said they don't think. So they're going to have to go to white. Well, it's going to look like this. If we're on Mars or if we're on the moon and it looks like this, why not leave it this way? It'll hide the dirt a little bit better.
Yeah, right. But you know what? It'll probably fade to gray. Once the sun hits it, one mission, and that thing's gonna be gray.
Right. Well, it'll be whiter then.
Well, there you go.
I think they don't like this color because if you as the astronaut in the movie with where they're going out to save us, what happens, Bear, if you don't have these stressors? Go into space. Especially when she said, "I'll kick you in the balls," and he goes, "I'll go to outer space." Yeah. You would go outer space. So we couldn't see them.
Wow.
The white stands out as a...
Oh, true. Yeah. All you would see is a round grayish, a pinkish.
If you saw that.
Yeah, that's... But then again, white. Why can't we just make it like fluorescent yellow or pink?
I like orange.
Orange, yeah. I mean, that would stand out against the star.
Orange is the new black.
Oh, wait. Then again, if it goes right in front of the sun, poof, he disappears.
Yep. Yeah, to me, all of these, they're cool looking, but once again, they can't put their arms to their side. It's all, they're all like this. It's like they're hung right here.
Oh, it's because they got to wait for those big jocks they start putting in them. Right. So they be like, you need a lift, bro?
Yeah, you need a lift, bro? Don't skip leg day. Just saying.
So NASA's beginning to assemble a first water hunting robotic moon rover.
Well, this is about time.
You see what it said, though. Moon rover.
Moon rover.
Wait. Is it our moon? Because I don't think there's very much water on it.
There's ice.
Is there ice on our moon?
Yep. There's ice on our moon. Absolutely.
Well, that just must have floated by and just dropped down on her. It was never meant to be.
I don't know.
But then again, hey, if it was part of the mantle of the earth, like they say it was, like that
asteroids
primordial
crash into it. Those are made of ice, so it just embeds itself.
Oh yeah,
Right. That's why craters. I don't know, because we need the water to create the fuel. Water's a big deal.
It is. But
It's not even.
the moon sucked it all up like a sponge.
It did. Like,
Yeah, it's all in its core. The moon has a core made out of water because the moon is made out of cheese, and therefore the water is in
probably good cheese too.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese, get it? Ha ha ha.
But yeah, this is kind of interesting that they finally decided to make a rover. It's not like we didn't send up enough rovers that could have had the instruments needed to do this. We have to spend billions of dollars on a whole new rover to do something that a sensor would have been able to do on previous rovers.
Right.
So,
But it's a 100-day mission. It's called Viper, and it's going to be launched late 2024.
it's a 100-day mission.
Yep.
And they are going to our moon, right?
Yeah,
They know where they're going.
the south pole of the moon,
South Pole. They're
Yep.
going to the dark side of the moon.
dark side.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Then it's probably like the whole dark side's got ice on it. Nobody ever knows.
That's all I.
And
So-
just in case you guys didn't know, the moon does not rotate, so therefore the dark side stays dark all the time.
All the time.
So just in
Well,
case.
here's something else too. I love watching the conspiracy crap on social media. They say that there's bases all over the dark side, the back side of the moon, dark side of the moon.
Oh yeah. Do you know what, John? You know what we need to do?
Go up there and find out.
We need to send somebody up there. Okay, we need to.
I'll go.
We got to go set up a GoFundMe, right?
Right?
Because people don't really know when the new moon and the moon phases.
No, they don't.
So when the dark side of the moon goes in front of the earth, we need to get some LED lights up there that says the beginning of the new moon or the waning, or how they have the different names of the moon, and put it up there and have it light up. I just want to see the moon act as a billboard as it goes by.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
That would be awesome.
Oh my God. I'd pay a lot of money for that.
Could you imagine one gigantic LED panel on that thing? It just goes by. People would be like, I want on there. I'll pay $1 million, $2 million to stream.
Do you know how many people that I've talked to that does not know that the moon does not rotate?
Really?
They're like, no, it spins just like us. No. So there's no gravity.
You know what? We could make it spin if we really
No, let's
want
not
to.
do that.
No.
Because then it would wobble out of
Could
orbit.
could you imagine what our tides would do if that thing started spinning?
Oh my God. Yeah, people don't understand.
No, that they don't get it. And the earth is flat, folks. The earth is flat. Flat earthers.
So we're gonna jump down to Silicon Valley banks. Focus on startups was a double-edged sword.
That just didn't make sense.
Nope.
Look, everything was there. Startups using the money for their own pleasures.
Tech
startups.
Tech
specifically,
startups.
Yes. And they invested in a field that has technically nothing. I write software. Where is the tangible asset that you're going to grab from them? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're out there, they're partying with it. They're doing, they're feeding their whole crew, giving them lavish vacations. And
We've
stuff.
all watched
Work with us.
The social media or the Facebook store?
Yeah. They loan a guy $50 million to build a bridge between two of his offices. Really, dude?
A bridge.
I mean, that's asinine. Who cares? Make your employees walk, or move into a different building. But dude, and what was funding that? You know what I mean? What backing? And because there is no real backings, and these companies come and go like left and right nonstop. Of course, this bank was going to fail.
Yep.
And I regulators should have been paying better attention to it, because why does it seem to be one bank that's funding pretty much all of Silicon Valley?
Right.
And you already know tech was having issues, especially after COVID.
During COVID.
During COVID, during COVID, I think tech started gathering more and more money, and started cashing out a lot.
Yep.
I think they had an influx of money. I mean, look how many companies went out there and just started going on hiring sprees left and right, for anticipation that, this was going to be a long haul type situation,
Right.
and never planned for the future, and then just to find out that, shit came tumbling down when everybody went back to work, or, for instance, Zoom, I don't know why they thought that, they were the bee's knees just because people were using their software and some of them paying for it. Yes, granted, but that was
Not enough because they laid a crap load of people.
yeah. Oh, look, even Meta just laid off another 10,000.
Yep.
And it's going to keep happening. Google, not for anything, nothing but Alphabet. Google,
Yep.
They've laid off multiple, and they've already told the people, Cobra and all those other services, we're not paying it no more.
No
They can't
severance.
afford it. They
Yep.
can't afford it. They started to, and they're like, whoa, we can't. And then you have look at now YouTube TV. They just raised it to $74.99.
That's why I would never do it.
Dude. I mean, and they're talking, well, they're raising it because their ad revenues dropped.
Yep.
They have to get
I'll go back to TV.
yeah. they
It'll be
have to-
cheaper.
As a matter of fact, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. It's the Spectrum TV app. Okay, that works pretty damn.
It
good.
does work good.
And I'm like, and it's cost effective.
Yep.
It's if you just go to that, it is cost effective, and it functions like not like you would have expected. I would have expected it's a TV app. No, it acts like regular TV. Beautiful. It doesn't. It does what I would have expected.
The only thing about it I don't like, and I use it because I have Spectrum. The only thing I don't like is if you're out of the area,
Yeah.
it won't carry it carries what it wants to carry.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm in Georgia and I want to watch Fox 13 or Bay News 9, can't.
Bastards.
They give you it's geolocated where you're at.
Right.
I actually talked to a guy that works. I said, how do you force it to stay in your area?
Probably VPN it.
And
VPN your computer to Tampa Bay network.
no, I use my phone.
VPN your phone.
And then I have it on my, and there's some TVs that won't let you download it.
Yeah.
There's certain smart TVs. Nope.
Well, some smart TVs might not, because it's a newer app. You know what I mean? They may not be able to support it. That's probably why.
Yeah. I use it on I carry like in the RV, we have smart TVs, but I carry my Apple TV because my Apple TV has the app.
Yeah. It's a very, that right there, folks, is like, a company or that's cable TV, knowing that it's dying. Okay. Knowing that subscribers are being lost.
They don't want you to do the cable boxes anymore.
No.
They're like, why don't you just download the app? And I'm like, I have a TV.
They
Well,
want to
like,
be your internet service provider, and that's it.
They said, well, they'll either give you a Roku, which a Roku does have the app as a capability, or you can pay for an Apple TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's making sense. They modernized and changed with the times. They invested a lot of money into that app. The app works and functions very well.
It does function very well. I do like it.
Yeah.
I do like it.
So, and that's just,
I think
Zoom should have known that their shit was getting ready to get cut. I mean, a lot of companies, but hey, whatever,
No one pays attention to the writings on the wall. Just saying. So this one I put in here. I read this. I'm like, this is in a way, it's kind of cool, but in a way, it's not. Right. So robots are replacing security guards. Should we give them guns? I think they should just have a laser beam.
Tase, no.
Like a little, just enough to tase your ass.
Yeah, taser gun. Yeah. Yep. That's
No,
it.
laser beam.
No,
But it's just effective just like a taser would hit you and knock you out.
Yeah.
and go, okay.
No, they don't need guns, because here we go back to Terminator and Skynet.
Well, okay. So my question to this is, I'm because when you go to Walmart, they have the self inventory piece.
Right.
Is someone controlling it? Is it automated to a point?
Oh, I'm sure.
And then all of a sudden, a person can come on and go, "Yo, dog,
Yeah.
why you stealing that?"
Take me to your leader.
Do you remember like the Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon had the computer that drove around? He did. He made his own because he was sick or whatever it was, or he got, he went cuckoos. But he literally had a robot that drove around. People had to pick it up, put in the car, and stuff like that. But he would make the head turn, the whole 9 yards. He put one of his, I think it was the flash he put on there, on the jacket, or he hung something on it. And I was like, that's kind of ingenious. If you're not physically mixing stuff and all you're doing is code and math.
I don't think they need to give robots guns.
You don't want to give them a gun?
No, and I think...
How about a laser beam?
Laser
beam.
First off, I don't think any company would want that liability, number one. Especially if, you rented these devices as security guards to certain corporate, companies. The company would be liable, the company that rents it out. But, usually the use of the gun is to protect the person also that is being the guard, for instance.
Yep.
So if you're not needing to protect the robot, then there should be a way to immobilize the assailant who's trying to break into, into somewhere or trying to harm somebody else. A taser, things like that, put something on there. But yeah, definitely, Final Destination type stuff. No, and I don't want to be killed by a robot. Especially if it's got a programming glitch.
So back in the day, and I'm not, we used to want to hold assailants. Now it's like, I'll let them go.
Yeah.
And what the government's like, no, you can't hold them. Don't do that. Well, the problem with that is that they just stole from me. And my insurance is going to go through the roof because you won't hold criminals accountable. What they have, man?
Well, I just saw an article where a lady was getting robbed for the second time since February at her jewelry store, and the guy just walks in like he owns the place. He's like, "Hey,
Give
how
me
you
everything."
doing?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Wave to the lady, to let her know that, "Hey, I'm coming back. I'm here to rob you again. Have a great day. Talk to you next week."
Yeah.
I mean, so
don't
crazy.
Damage anything. Just let me give you everything.
Yeah, here,
But at that point in time, is it a robbery?
Well,
think about that. Is it a robbery? You're giving it to him now. Now you're like, well, here you go.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a gun. I just went in there and she knew who I was and she just gave me some stuff. I'm cool.
Well,
like
that. I guess he did have a weapon on him, but
yeah, I know. The first couple of times, third or fourth time, it's like, hey.
After a while, you get kind of conditioned to just give him his stuff.
Do I need to whip it out? No. So here's something I put in there because this is starting to affect me. God, I'm parched. If you're a diabetic, don't wait for your smartwatch.
No,
to replace your needles.
It's not.
I don't think it's. I wouldn't say I want it to. I don't want it to give me insulin.
No, but to monitor your blood.
But it can sit there and tell you, hey, yo, bud, your levels have dropped, which mine have. I can feel it. Your levels have dropped, and it's not a good thing.
If your blood sugar is getting high or low, a lot of these, like a lot of people don't know that these wireless devices that are, on their arm, some people will be like, oh, they may have pre-diabetes or, they don't want to constantly take their blood sugar. They're like, oh, let's get that. Well, not for nothing, but it literally has a needle on it. It still pricks you. It just literally stays on you, pricking you nonstop because it's under the skin,
right?
And monitoring your glucose wirelessly to your phone or the device. So you're still getting pricked, but they're talking about using smartwatches to be able to figure what your blood sugar is based on light.
Right.
So
it's an infrared.
Yeah. So
and
it's going to
reads. Let me see if I can. It reads it's called. It's a biological haystack. So it's really called. And it goes and it with the red or green LEDs. It's a non-invasive blood glucose monitoring. I can tell my sugars low. It's a substance between the spaces between cells and that carry the nutrients and waste, or some other vascular tissue, which I don't know. My phone kind of smart now. It tells me when my heart rate's down, my heart rate's up, a loud noise. I love this thing. Like, we were I was unloading the camper and I slammed the door to the camper because it was windy, and it went, "Oh, you're in a loud noise.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?"
My wife jumped off of a step at a house.
Oh, did it ask her if she fell?
And it started counting down to call 911. She thought
Right.
she fell down and went boom. Beep. And it starts sounding alarm. Beep, beep, beep. And it's like, no.
No, don't do that. Well, mine will notify my wife if my heart rate gets to, it's weird.
Yeah.
Or if I fall. Because again, I can trip on air and upstairs. I'm amazing at it.
Yeah, I have one.
So I'm one of those guys. So it'll every now and then I'll do it and it'll go, message was sent and I'm waiting for the phone call. Like, I'm fine. I just was a moron. Don't worry about me. I'm a goo-goo. But I do like the fact that it does do all
I mean,
that.
it's a lot of sensors in it for especially as small as a watch is, to know how much they pack in there, and stuff's getting smaller and smaller. It's crazy. So
we're going to talk about TikTok.
This is something we've been talking about a lot, TikTok. And, John loves TikTok. I like TikTok too. I mean, it just works. And I think of, I even saw Snapchat doing the same thing, acting like they're having these reels, Instagram doing it, Facebook's doing it. But there's something about those services. They're just showing you random stuff. There is no rhyme or reason to it. But TikTok does give you, it's kind of like the Pandora of videos, it gives you things that you would be interested in.
So Friday, I gave a tip to the group that I'm in, right? And I go and everybody kind of gives, you do your 30-second blah, blah, blah. And then you go, then you get, everybody gives a tip. And one of our people in this group is one of the people that works for Gus Bilirakis' office, right? So I said to them, blah, 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 and I said, here is my tip. Here's my tip. TikTok is not your enemy.
Right.
China is the enemy, but
right.
TikTok is not the enemy, because the minute you turned your phone on, it's already called back to mother. Right. Mm-hmm. I said, but here's the thing. I said, what really is happening here, again, this is my opinion, is the fact that none of the governments, none of the Facebook, none of the Googles, they can't influence TikTok,
right,
or ByteDance, right? So to me, when the minute you can't control something, the social media giants pushed the government to go get rid of them. But here's the thing, and this is why I say that: if you're going to get rid of TikTok, you better get rid of. Are you ready for this? You better get rid of Call of Duty on your phones.
Yeah.
You better get rid of. I'm trying to find the right one. God dang it. You better get rid of Honor Kings, Fantasy West, because every one of those are Chinese made, and every one of them are on your phone or your mobile device. It calls back to China.
Yeah. There's more to it.
So it's, Call of Duty, right? Mobile is Chinese made. How about that?
Yeah. They're just limiting one thing because they're getting pressure from other social media companies, located in the U.S.,
right,
that are trying to just pressure them out. And then they've built their own back end to try to say, hey, look, once they're out of the game, everybody's going to use us. But you know what? It doesn't work that way. That is not where you weren't built off of that. That wasn't your forte. You didn't start there. Mm-mm. I mean, they're taking the mobile app, for instance, and trying to make it that way. But it's never going to be the same.
Nope.
It would never be the same.
So as long as your phone is pure, even if your phone had no games whatsoever, right? It still has Chinese parts in there that literally call back. I'm not making this crap up. I did my research, and they're like, oh yeah, it constantly talks to the manufacturer. Not AT&T, that's your carrier. Mm-hmm. Not Apple, that's the brand on there. This crap was made in China.
Yeah.
So they track your phone.
So basically, the U.S. wants to try to ban TikTok. A lot of government agencies have banned it, but they're not looking at the bigger picture.
Nope.
They're not. There's always going to be means of surveillance at some point, and there's a lot more software out there than just TikTok.
I told my representative I'd love to sit down and talk to you about this because you're missing. First of all, that bill they're passed or trying to pass, that's a dangerous bill.
Yeah,
that's a slippery slope because now anything that comes along, that's bad for the country. We're out.
Well, not just that, but just think of how much money is being put into trying to rally these, senators and stuff and rile them up and say, hey,
Right.
look, go against this company. I don't like them. Go against this company. I don't like them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to be very easy to go ahead and fund these.
So I'm perfectly okay with the government say on a government piece of equipment you cannot have it.
Right.
Absolutely. Why is it on there in the first place?
Exactly. It
Right?
shouldn't have been. It's a
Right.
work computer.
That's a work computer. But for the people, I'm pretty sure, good old China over there is trying to watch what the new dance craze is in the United States. I'm pretty sure that is such secrets of the United States. That shouldn't be going over there.
And
what the hell?
And not just that, we've also seen where other entities have been able to use our internal, in-house, made in the U.S., social media platforms against us.
Exactly.
So if they use their
What's
own,
the old thing? Get your house in order.
Right.
Before you try to get someone else's house in order.
Exactly.
Holy crap, we're 15 seconds.
Wow,
Hey man,
holy
if you
cow.
got anything that you want us to talk about, or you want me to shut up about talking about TikTok, that's fine. Let me know. Tech Shamans at area52tv.com. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful and techie week. See you next week.